I think a lot of people think that in the silence that nothing is happening. But I think I've learned that sometimes in the silence, probably the most important things are happening. I decided to leave a business and a career I had built to become a police officer at 47. And that application process was long. No confirmation, no reassurance, just waiting. And at times that waiting was very difficult. I remember in those silent moments, there was plenty of time to ask myself if I was too old to be doing this. I mean, after all, at 47, I was going to be training with people half my age. I remember starting to doubt myself, asking myself questions like, am I going to be able to meet the standard? Am I going to be able to keep up with the younger guys? And those doubts were at the forefront of my mind, and they were relentless. I remember spending weeks sometimes waiting to hear a response in a particular phase of the application process. Emails, interviews, background checks, just felt like silence after silence. I remember having to stop myself from scouring the internet looking for information that people had shared in the past who had been through the process, like how long did this take, how long did that take. And I remember coming across, there was one particular interview in the process that a lot of people kind of saw as the pivotal point. And people who were successful in that interview had typically been finding out within 24 hours of the interview. And anyone who was not successful probably would, be about 3 or 4 days or so before they heard, and that they'd just be learning that their application was terminated. And I remember when I went through that interview, that first day came and went and I didn't hear anything, and I was terrified. I thought I'd failed. I thought it was done. And that was a very difficult time. I remember just having to remind myself that this isn't failure. This is just the process. I also remember when it hit me that I had experience to bring at 47. And age wasn't a weakness. It was perspective. Even among men half my age, I had something to contribute. And then I felt those silences becoming more like opportunities to shape me. One of the biggest lessons I learned in all this is that faith isn't always clarity, and courage isn't always action. And obedience, sometimes that's just sitting still, doing nothing, and trusting the process. I think a lot of people think waiting is passive, but after this experience, I've learned that it's not. I see it more as preparation. If you're out there watching and you're in a place where you feel like you're too old to do something new or go after something you've always wanted, I'm here to tell you today that that is not the truth. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the courage to make the decision to step forward and the patience to see it through.